Hello, I'm David Dunford, and I look after the website for the West Bridgford and District Local History Society at www.bridgfordhistory.org. And welcome to this short tour of the site. The homepage varies with time, but it always tells you about our next meeting. And up at the top left-hand corner where it says Home, you can find out more about the society and how to join. If you look along the tabs, you'll see that one of them is called Walks, and that leads you to two walks around West Bridgford. There's our Heritage Walk, taking you around some of the oldest parts of the town, and also an audio guided walk that you can follow with your smartphone, taking you from the Trent Bridge Inn for a mile down Loughborough Road to the Wolds Public House. Another of the tabs leads to the photo gallery. There's a mix of entries here under various headings, and the largest collection is under the heading of places. Mostly roads, because you won't see any streets, because West Bridgford doesn't have any. And here's an example of what you can see for Central Avenue. And you can click on each photo to make them larger. From the tab labelled Local History, you can find a timeline of events in the history of West Bridgford. The first is in 924 AD, where it says that this was when the first bridge was built at the current Trent Bridge site. But as we will see later, there can be more than one interpretation of history. Now, my favourite tab is the one labelled Resources. And the aim here is to have as much as we can for the armchair local historian, either through material on the website or by giving links to material elsewhere on the web. For example, there's links to old street directories and to ordnance survey maps. But there's also our own guide to how you can use these, along with microfilms of electoral registers at the archives and libraries, to research a house history in West Bridgford. As you can see, an attempt has been made to put sources in chronological order of the time to which they refer. And again, we start with 924 AD. And in these publications, you can read that Mariana Scotus is credited with saying in the 11th century that King Edward the Elder built both the bridge and West Bridgford. But you can also read rebuttals of this, such as the one here by Jeremy Haslam. As I've said before, my aim for the site is to have everything there that an armchair local historian might search for on the internet. And the year 924 is a good time to start your research and come to your own opinion on the origin of West Bridgford. There are also contemporary accounts of what West Bridgford looked like when it was just a village, such as this one by Barker, published in 1835. And in it, he describes a mutilated statue that he comes across in the field where Loughborough and Melton roads meet. The statue became known as West Bridgford's Stone Man and received a lot of attention at the end of the 19th century, which you can read about in several references on the website, including one of my favourites, which is the illustrated handbook of a bazaar held in 1895 to raise money to extend St Giles Church, at the time when West Bridgford was being transformed from a village into a town. On the website, there's also a full history of St Giles Church, which, amongst what it says, is as much as we know about the early history of the village. And it was in St Giles Church that the Stone Man eventually came to rest under a 14th century arch, which had been moved from the ancient church to the 20th century extension. And above it, you can see a photograph of what Barker would have found as he walked past that field in 1835. Well, I hope you enjoy exploring the website. And if you know of any other sources that we could add, do let me know. Thank you very much.